Tony had just drawn a gold ingot in a book, but when he gave the book back to the girl, a real gold ingot fell out. Then he went back to his room and drew a big gold bar. This time, though, his girlfriend said it was ugly. She grabbed it and tossed it out the window. But the moment it flew out, gold started raining from the sky. Turns out Tony had a magic pen that could make anything he drew real. That pen came from a celestial brush spirit. The spirit had escaped to the human world and hid inside Tony's pen, but Tony had no idea about it. At that time, he was worried about paying for his sister's medical bills. Then one day, his friend brought him good news. A rich heiress had lost her Tibetan Mastiff. She was offering $1 million reward for someone to draw its portrait. Tony rushed over right away. If he could impress her with his drawing, he could use the money to save his sister. When he arrived at the heiress's mansion, he saw a photo of the Mastiff as a puppy, but what really caught his eye was a golden lock in the photo. He secretly drew it. Just as he finished, the heiress and her butler came rushing in. They scolded him harshly. How dare he touch anything without permission? Tony realized he was in trouble and ran off immediately. But then something unexpected happened. When the heiress was about to throw away the sketch, the gold lock fell right out of the paper. She froze on the spot. The lock looked exactly like the one that used to hang on the dog's neck. Even the break in the metal was in the same place. The butler was stunned to find the lock had vanished from the drawing. Hearing that, the heiress ordered the butler to find that artist at all costs. Meanwhile, top-tier artists who had been invited were waiting eagerly for the drawing contest, each of them hoping to win the $1 million prize. The butler took the opportunity to look for the man from before, but the crowd was too big, and he hadn't seen the man's face clearly. Just then, the ex-boyfriend of Tony's former girlfriend realized Tony might be in trouble, so he stepped forward and claimed Tony was the one who did it. But the butler replied bluntly, the heiress really liked the golden lock from earlier. Then he asked Tony if he was the one who drew it. Tony was confused. He didn't think his drawing skills were good enough to impress anyone. Seeing the heiress's interest in the gold lock, the ex-boyfriend quickly claimed it was his drawing. To prove it, he began drawing right there, but before he could finish, the heiress walked over. The butler handed her the drawing. She took one look and knew it wasn't the original artist's work, but she didn't expose him on the spot. To find out who Tony really was, the butler announced the official drawing contest would begin. During the pen selection round, the ex-boyfriend deliberately pushed Tony to the end. Then he secretly broke all the remaining pens. With no choice, Tony had to use his magic pen. Once everything was ready, the contest officially began. The butler told everyone to write their names and contact info on the back of their drawings. That way, the winner could be contacted. The ex-boyfriend rushed to submit his drawing first, but the heiress didn't even look at it. He pretended to be helpful and offered to collect the other drawings for her. Then he saw Tony's artwork. He instantly started mocking it. His ex-girlfriend came over too. She said Tony's drawing was an insult to the Mastiff. Then she tried to tear it up, but Tony suddenly snapped. He warned them not to touch his drawing. At that moment, the heiress caught sight of Tony's artwork. The ex-boyfriend insisted the drawing wasn't worth her time. Then he began ripping it apart.